Hello, and welcome to the eManage version 7 video demonstration of Human Resources employee pay rates. In this video, I will show you how to set up your employee pay rates. This is where you do all things having to do with accounting, job costing, payroll, etc. First, I'm going to go in and get an employee who doesn't have a pay rate. Highlight their name and hit enter. Down here on the bottom, you will see pay rates. In the drop-down, you will see the pay rates that we already have set up in the administrator. First, I'm going to start with standard pay. This is the pay rate and overtime pay rate. Here you will enter your employee's pay rate, and it defaults to time and a half for you in the overtime pay rate. This is the amount that you report for your payroll. And as you can see, it automatically defaults to time and a half for overtime. Actual cost and actual overtime cost per hour. This is your actual cost per hour after you factor in things such as day off, benefits, health insurance, and all the other things that you do. Even if you have an employee that is salary, the average number of hours worked in a year are 2,080, so you might want to create them an actual cost per hour and actual overtime cost per hour, because this also works for action items and to cost out action items, and it gives you an internal cost per hour. So let's say somebody makes $36,000 a year. You'll take $36,000 plus you will add in their FICA, insurance, and all the other stuff that you do for them. You'll divide that by 2,080, and this will give you an hourly rate. That actual hourly rate is what it uses for your job cost or actual labor cost. So I'll put in here 30. It automatically defaults to time and a half for overtime. Internal cost per hour. Internal cost per hour shows up when you analyze and review your timesheets. It doesn't show up anywhere else in the system. Some people might want to use that number for the amount they charge their salespeople for installers. So if you charge your installers $50 an hour, you put that in and you use that value for the job to charge back for commission to the salespeople. So we'll put in here 50. And then overtime internal cost per hour. Effective date. Every single pay schedule has to have an effective date. It needs to be marked here and recorded in effective date. Over here under vacation retention. Vacation retention, this is for ADP and paychecks. This is money that your employee asks to have put aside per paycheck into a fund, an amount that they want retained from their paycheck that is held out and put into a little savings account from paychecks or ADP. And here we have gas allowance. This is a way that we came up with to set up a little bonus system for employees. Gas allowance is not considered a wage, so no taxes or workers' comp can come out of it. So even if you don't pay your employees a gas allowance, say you just want to give them $10 per job extra, you can do that here and pay them a little more without workers' comp and taxes coming out. You need to mark everything as default. So every pay schedule needs to be marked as default. And hit save. As you can see now here, we have a pay schedule down here below. Every employee you are going to do payroll for must have a pay schedule set up, and it must have an effective date, and it must be marked as default. Otherwise, it will come up at 0 pay rate and 0 actual cost. To modify any of these, you just need to highlight the one you want to modify, go in, make whatever changes you're going to make, and hit save. Remember, pay schedule is any change in the hourly rate. For example, if I want to pay an employee a couple extra dollars an hour to work overnight, I'm going to go in. I have overnight pay in here. I'm going to go in, and instead of $10 an hour, I'm going to pay them $15 an hour for working overnight. Again, overtime defaults to $22.50. And I'm going to have a new actual cost per hour and actual overtime cost per hour. I have to mark default, give it an effective date, and hit save. And there you will see I have another pay rate. Anytime a rate is going to change, you need to set up a new pay schedule, mark it as default, and save it for any employees. This has been the eManage version 7 video demonstration of human resources employee pay rates. Thank you for watching.